Hooty hoo, all you stock market gamblers. Welcome. I'm Tall Mike. Anyways, today is August, 21st. It's a Friday, the day before the big weekend. Well, I was reading an article that said you need $8 million to retire today. Really? $8 million just to retire? That's ridiculous. But here's what they're thinking, Okay, so they're thinking, where do you make money on your $8 million? Well, let's say you put it into T-bills at 0.5% if you get the 10-year right now about. So anyways, your $8 million would give you about $40,000 a year to live on. Well, yeah, it's not really that much money. Now, anyways, I have a friend that's getting ready to retire. Actually, he's kind of being forced out of his job. He's in his 60s, but is he going to be able to get another job? I don't know. But he's worked his whole life. And he's done pretty well. I mean, he's probably got about $1 million saved up for retirement. And now most baby boomers, oh man, I don't even think most baby boomers have $50,000 saved up. But here's the difference, when our parents generation, well, my parents' generation, anyways, when they retired, if you had $50,000, you'd put it in the bank, and you'd be making about 8 to 10% on your money, so you get about $5,000 a year off your $50,000. Well, now it takes $1 million just to get $5,000 a year when you put it into a T-bill. Anyways, you want safe returns when you're retired. I mean, I'm a stock market gambler. I'm going to be doing this my whole life because I like to gamble. But anyway, so what does my friend do? He's got $1 million and he's being forced out of his job. Well, anyways, people, I'm sure you're thinking, well, Social Security. Well, that's really not that much money. I mean, maybe it's $1,400, $1,500 a month for him, maybe. Anyways, and I'm not even sure it's going to be there now that Donald Trump, he's taken away the payroll tax. How are they going to fund Social Security? Will it be there for the rest of his life? I don't know. Well, he could always go work at Walmart. Maybe he could be one of those barkers that bring people in the front door. Well, they don't have those anymore. So anyways, where does a 60-plus-year-old person go to find work because they don't have enough money saved for retirement? How does that all play out? I mean, what happens there? I don't really know, but here's a scenario. A lot of people, they have these things. They're called 401ks. When you work at a job, you have a 401k and you put the money in there, and sometimes your employer matches funds and stuff, and you build this up. Maybe you got $1 million in a 401k. But here's what's scary to me, and I don't want to be negative, gloom and doom, but I just want to put this idea out there. Right now, the market is, we're back at all-time highs. I mean, okay, so let's just say we're not going to stay at these all-time highs. If you haven't seen the real economy, it's not doing well. It's not like the stock market. It's not what I would call that an all-time high. But anyways, if you have your 401k and you're working away, let's say you're in your 50s, right? You're approaching retirement age, or maybe even younger. Maybe you're 30s or 40s. But anyways, you got this money tied up in your 401k. Now, they give you pretty much passive investment options. You put it in this fund or this fund or this fund. Anyway, so most people have it in the stock market. Well, here's the problem. We're going to come into what's called, it's going to be a currency crisis, really. I mean, the dollar is collapsing now, but when it collapses, it's really going to go, okay? But what the problem is, it's probably going to collapse at the same time the stock market collapses. Okay, so let's say you've got a 401k, and let's say you have, I'm using rough numbers, you have $1 million in it. Okay, stock market's up here, let's call it 30,000 on the Dow. All right, so it crashes down to 15,000 on the Dow. So your $1 million now goes down to $500,000. And that's terrible, but that's not the worst of it, because the dollar's here. You can go out and buy $1 worth of stuff right now. But anyways, maybe a year from now, that dollar only buys 50 cents worth of stuff. So you had the stock market come down 50%, so you lost $500,000. But that $500,000 only buys maybe $200,000 worth. So your $1 million turned into $200,000. And now you're thinking, well, I'm never going to be able to retire. I think you're getting the picture here. It's a vicious cycle. It really is. And that's why the stock market gambler, that's what I do. I gamble in the stock market. It's not like 0.5%. I mean, I'm talking, I don't know, maybe 10% in a day. 0.5% all year in T-bills. Who does that? I don't know. So anyways, today I want to talk a little bit about silver. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of silver. A very cheap asset. Probably one of the cheapest assets you can buy. Now I know it had a nice run. I think it's up around $26. I mean, just 6 months ago, buying it at what, $15? I mean, it's almost doubled. Still cheap. Now, anyways, you got gold trading right now about 1,900. You got silver about 26. And anyways, there's a gold to silver ratio. Anyways, normal, they tell me somewhere around 30-1. Right now it's at 75-1, meaning that silver is very inexpensive. I'm telling you, gold, 1,900, it's still a bargain. I know it's record highs just over 2,000, but this little pullback, gold's a bargain. If you got extra money, a lot of people can't afford to buy gold, but so silver's the play. Anyways, I want to give you a silver stock today. It's called AG. Anyways, it's a good play, and I buy it. I jump in and out of it. The symbol is AG. It's a little silver stock, trades around, I don't know, $16 or so, 18. But you might want to take a look at that. There's some other silver stocks. You can play the SLV. SLV is it's a silver index. Now, it's not as good as physical silver. I really like physical silver. I mean, physical silver is pretty. It's shiny, and I like it, and I have it. But, you got to store it. Could be stolen. You don't know. Anyway, so I have a lot in the SLV. I have call options on the SLV. But silver right now, I think, is ready. It's probably going to take another run up. Maybe it gets to, its old high was 50. But you know what's weird? I could really see it doubling its old high. I could see it getting to 100. I could see gold at 3,000 and silver at 100, and that'd be a normal ratio of the 30-1. Now, I don't think that's anything far-fetched the way the federal government's just printing money, spending money. So anyways, take a look at AG. Silver, it's a good play, and that's what I do. Once again, this is just gambling advice. I don't know where silver's going, up or down. I just think it's a good buy. I do. I think it's cheap. And I think you should take a look at it. And I think everybody should have some in their portfolio right now. Yeah, maybe silver takes off and we all get retired soon. Anyways, Stock Market Gambler here. It's a Friday. It's the day before the weekend. You guys go out there and have a great time this weekend. And I'll talk to you hopefully on Monday. Have a great day.